All right, everybody, Tom Gunn here with you again with another tool haul. And today I'm really excited to share with you this really nice made in the USA toolbox I got here, as well as all these goodies on top. And I actually had a subscriber join me for the pick. So I normally don't do a two-parter, but I think for the purposes of this video, I am going to do this in two sections. The first part, I'm going to dive into the bottom box and a little bit about the story of running into a subscriber there. And then I'll do a second video where I go into the top. And they both got some really cool items and stories behind them. When I went into the garage of the estate sale, I saw this toolbox and it looked like, a standard 26-inch. I didn't know the make or the model or anything like that. But I thought it would be a really good toolbox to put my lathe on. Right now, my lathe is sitting up on the workbench there, and that's just not a great spot for it. It's got to get off of there. It needs to have its own home. It needs to be leveled. It needs to be bolted down onto a steady surface. And it's gathering dirt and dust. I do cover it with a bag, well, a garbage bag. I need to get a better cover. But I needed something to put it on, and I felt like this would be a perfect toolbox. The first thing I did was just come up to the box, open the drawer, close it, and I don't know about what your sayings were growing up, but anything that was really well made or you felt was real made and closed like that, we would say, just like a Cadillac. And that's the way I felt. It just had that really positive click when it opened and closed. So I brought the lady out and I said to her, hey, what are you looking to get for this rolling box? It looks like it's got some rust. Pointed it out. And she said $30, and I was like, yep, I'll take it. And she started looking through the drawers, and I said, hey, she took a look in there. I says, nothing great in there, but I'll give you $40. And there was a whole bunch of stuff on top. So I said, what? And she took a bin and started filling that up. And I said, leave the bin there, and I'll fill it up, and then I'll give you a price at the end. And that's what we did. And the beauty of this is now that I got it home, I took a close look at this rust. It's not rust. It's actually tar. And it seems like with a little paint thinner and a little scrubbing, it'll clean right up. After I got the price for the toolbox, that was so great, there was another gentleman in the garage with me who I learned out to later be a subscriber of the channel. And he says to me, man, you got a really good deal on that $30. And he started taking a look at it. And I said, I know, it's great. I said, I really could use this because I'm thinking of putting a lathe on it, or maybe my drill press that I restored recently. And I said, I really, I restore a lot of tools, and I'm always looking for different tools and whatnot. And he said, yeah, me too. And I really like Utica tools. And we started talking about different things. And he said, are you Tom Gunn? And I almost fell over. I said, yeah, how did you know? And I think just because of the items we were talking about and some of the projects I told him I was doing, as well as maybe my voice and whatnot. But that was so funny. He said, yeah, I'm Adrian. And so it was really cool. And then he joined me for the rest of the pick, and we were looking through items together. And then ultimately he helped me load this up into the car, which was just a huge help. Because it was full of stuff, and it's pretty well made and is pretty heavy. Adrian also let me know that he's gonna get me access. Maybe he has access to a scrapyard where he could get me some brass and some steel stock to put in the lathe. So look forward to connecting with him and getting those items. So I thought that was just ironic. I mean, I don't show my face on the videos. By design, I don't want to, confuse my hobby, interfere with my work and so forth. So, I thought that was just hysterical that he was able to identify me. All right, enough babbling. Let's jump into the box and see what's in these drawers. I forgot to mention that one of my primary focuses today, as I was out hitting an estate sale or two, was to look for items to put together a tool tote for Scout Crafters Tool Tote Challenge. I was looking for some materials and some things. I got an idea in my mind that I want to put together for the challenge that he issued. So stay tuned for that. I think it'll be a little unique. So I was looking for different materials, and I got a lot of materials in the box, as you can see here. maybe not, I got some woodworking materials, which I'm going to need for the challenge, but just a lot of stock. Look at this aluminum, brass, a lot of nails, you know, more stock there. Nothing in here super crazy, but just a lot of hardware and some vintage stuff too. Faucet washers and whatnot, an old Stanley number 3. So I'm going to go through these drawers pretty quick. I don't want to take up too much of everybody's time here. I'll just call out the good stuff, but nice chain, right? How about this? I'll need this for the Scout Crafter Challenge, the Stanley Complete Guide here, home improvement. So there's the tote right there. So hopefully my tote's a little better than that and will be useful. You don't see too many books anymore. I know Joe Shop was talking about that in a video he did recently. You know, it's nice to look at a book once in a while to learn how to do something and not always the internet. This drawer here. Now this drawer I'm going to show a couple of cool items because I was kind of shocked. Obviously just an old saw there. But look at these knives. I thought that these knives, when I first saw it and I opened it up, was like those cheap machetes and type things they sell at Harbor Freight and whatnot. But what I took a look at as I got into them, they're all made in the USA. And what I believe these are, and they're super sharp, so I got to be careful here, is commercial grade knives. And I knew a guy that was a chef that had bought them because he worked at a restaurant, and when the suppliers would come around, he would buy them. And this is Chicago cutlery, and I believe that these are like what they sell to restaurants. They're just really good steel, but they don't have the fancy handles on them and whatnot, but they're made to be held well and not slip, and they don't slip. So this one is called Dexter Russell, and that one is made in the USA as well, stainless steel. So I thought that was a really cool find. Got a steel there. I believe that's what they call it when you... let's look at the next drawer. Before we move to the next drawer, I just wanted to show you these. A lot of box cutters in here. I think this person may have worked for AMP because I saw a lot of other AMP stuff around, and if you did, you would need a lot of box cutters to open all the stuff, and I love the branding on it. So there's a lot of them in a lot of drawers. And then these, look at these Husky multi-tool. I thought that was kind of cool. You flip it over and it's got one that way. Nothing crazy, but kind of cool. Some nice stuff in that drawer. Whoop. See, these drawers are a little narrower because it's the mechanic version, which I like. That's going to be great. And a lot of the drawers have this system in it that you could see here, which is like for dividers, and you could, I think that's great. Now, I am going to put drawer liners in it. I cannot stand the toolbox that does not have drawer liners. And there's another AMP box cutter. Here is some safety glass. There's nothing crazy in that drawer. On to the next one. More dividers. A lot of hardware in here. Big bag of galvanized. Those are galvanized nails. Just more hardware. Got a couple of these. There's some more in the next drawer. These are for the tape that go in the boxes. That'll come in handy maybe from time to time. I don't know. Just some miscellaneous hardware in here. Nothing crazy. Let's go to the next drawer. All right, down here, a couple of items thought was kind of neat. More of those tape guns, but just some, I don't know what the heck these are. There's base or handles to something. Who knows? Use that in some sort of fabrication. These are shims, but they're actually composite shims, so they don't shrink. I thought that was kind of neat. Never seen those before. Loctite was never opened. And final draw. The Weller soldering kit is the highlight in here. Maybe you guys know something about... I never had a soldering gun before like this. I've had a soldering iron. You guys know about this, and you could tell me in the comments below. Look at that old branding. That beautiful or what? I mean, the weight of this, you could just tell that that is just super good quality in the original packaging. So love to hear some more information on that. Okay, a couple more things about this toolbox. As you can see here, there's these clasps that are on there. This must have attached to another rolling box or to something at some point, or in a van, maybe a work vehicle. I'll have to take those off and maybe put a little JB Weld in there and do a touch-up paint. But I wanted to show you the casters on that. Look at that, 2 inches wide. Look at this one on the home version, right? This is the homeowner's version, maybe 1 inch. So this mechanics toolbox is much better than this one you're looking at here, which is like a homeowner's version. Just the weight of it's much lighter. It's only got the 5 drawers. It's good for bulk stuff, but this is going to be great. I could put all my tool posts and tools in that top drawer, and then some chucks, and really get all my stuff that I would need for the lathe in those first couple of drawers. So it's right there with the lathe sitting on top. And then I'm thinking maybe that bottom one I could put some bins and get some round stock in there and all the different materials that I would be turning in the lathe. And it's just a great toolbox. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for part 2. I'll take you through all these goodies. Thanks to Scout Crafter. I pick up lanterns now, which I've never have in my life. Have no idea if it's even anything that's cool, but thought the branding on it was pretty cool, and it's new old stock. So I'll take you through all this really cool stuff in here, guys. I got axes in here. I got tons of really cool hardware in there. There's a lot of good stuff in there peeking through. So please, guys, like and subscribe, and I'll see you real soon with part 2. Thanks for watching.